What if you are a narcissist and don't even know it? You'll be surprised. Watch this.
First gaze, I forgot my worst days. It was Thursday, felt like my birthday. It was her day. Meet the man from Jersey. Where you from?
What's up, y'all? Piece of puzzle. Hope this piece gives you peace. We're back, pieces, to continue about the dilemma. What part we on? I think it's part 4. All right. And right now we're digging in deep about the narcissist person, narcissism. And we go around and we talk about these things. I want to go real deep in the subject and how to convert or how to, help people that might be dealing with it. We're talking about them, beating them over the head. You're a narcissist. But who's reaching out with them with love? We're in society. We're talking about judging people. Can't judge people. You can judge people all the time. People judge people all the time. We do it every day. Even the people judging a person for judging someone is judging. So let's just stop being around the nonsense and understand you can judge a person. But what motives and how you do it is the key. Will Smith came on and said something like, which is a lot of even celebrities say things like, don't let nobody tell you, can't advise you about life. You do you and don't listen to nobody. Well, he obviously had to listen to somebody to be successful as an actor. Quincy Jones is one of them. But looking at his personal life, I wonder, should you take that advice? And here goes the hypocritical thing. If you're advising me on my life on not taking advice, aren't you just now giving me advice? The reason why I brought this up is because it doesn't make sense. You have to use your brains, people, to see what makes sense. And what I'm about to bring to the table to see if you're a narcissist is for you to lay down your pride and see if it makes sense. So I say all that to say you might be a narcissist. And narcissist has pride. And when you deal with a very prideful person, the first thing you think about is, I'm not a narcissist. Well, you don't even know if you are one. It's a personality disorder. Most people that have any type of mental disorder don't even know they have one. That's why it takes so hard and long to talk to a therapist and accept that I might have a problem, right? So first, I want you to hit that like button, hit the bell so you can see when I'm coming on. Follow me on other platforms, and there's other links in the description concerning the books I wrote that you get off Amazon. That's for your benefit. Okay, again, to all my narcissist people, this is for you. Hear me. When you have a disorder, 90% chance you don't even know, because a narcissist is prideful. It's a prideful thing. You don't try to listen. You're already in denial. So want you to just hear me out, okay? I need everybody to listen to this video because you might be him or her. It's not based on gender. But let's go to some scripture real quick on dealing with narcissism. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1 through 17. But under this, that is the last days, there will be times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient of their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unpleasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying the power thereof, avoiding such people. Romans chapter 16, verse 17 and 19. I appeal to you, brothers, to watch out for those who cause division, great obstacles contrary to the doctrine that you have been taught. Avoid them, for such persons do not serve the Lord Christ for their own appetite, their own self-soothing, their flattery, deceive hearts that are of naive. So, God clearly, he's against the behavior or narcissist. Narcissism is a part under one of the 4 big personality traits. So back in the 1980s, I believe, they had discovered 4 or 5 personality traits. One is openness to experience. That right there, they said, is inventive and curious versus consent and cautious. It's the either or. It's the extreme of each personality trait. So the openness to experience, either you're very out there, or you're cautious and content with, I just want this. The second one is conscientiousness. Conscientiousness, something. They're gonna spell it. Efficient and organized, or extroverting, careless and reckless. You the extreme of this personality. Extroversion is outgoing and energetic, or solitary and reserved. Before, agreeableness, friendly, passionate versus critical and judgmental. Then you got neuroticism, sensitive and nervous versus resilient, confident. And don't think I'm saying that out of trying to be, it's a good thing. So narcissism falls under neuroticism. Narcissism is a personality trait associated with a negative emotion. So now we're going to go into this specific personality trait. Narcissism is a personality trait associated with negative emotion. It is one of the big 5 traits. Individuals with high scores of narcissism more likely than average anxiety, worry, fear, anger, frustration, envy, jealousy, guilt, depression, mood, loneliness, mood swings. That's what narcissists is under, this particular personality trait. And the link is in the description if you want to take this test. I test from 1 to 100. I got a 55. Oh, I'm 5. Ooh, what that mean? I'm balanced. But don't be afraid to take the test. If you want to take the test, right there in the description, go ahead. I don't get paid for it. I just want to provide some resources. So check for yourself. But we're going to continue as you continue to learn, are you a narcissist? So we are taking our time with this. This is not a one-part video, all right? See, you got to love your brain, and you got to learn how to make love. No, you got to make love to your brain. Going too quick. So narcissist signs to see if you are this person. This is number 1, self-important. Now, I understand you should value yourself. You should feel that you are somebody. You should have some type of healthy self-esteem, right? So obviously we're not talking about that. We're talking about what self-importance in a behavior way that's not good is exaggeration of yourself. The belief that you are more important or have higher values than other people. Self-conceit, narcissism, arrogance, pompous behavior. This could be a big difference between self-aware and self-centered. Now, one word I had to look up was narcissism. Narcissism is a personality trait associated with negative behavior. So your logic, your reason will only make sense because of how it affects you. Because you cannot or have very little empathy for others, you never see your logic wrong. Let me say that again. Listen to me, people. Your logic or reasoning only makes sense because of how it affects you. Not everybody, just you. Because soon as you think about somebody else, you have an association with a negative emotion, which makes you not be empathetic to people because you're self-centered. Soon as you start thinking about somebody else, you become, what can we say? Insecure. You're so centered on you, anytime it's not about you, you become shaky and insecure. And to secure that feeling again of being secure is to now put you back in the middle. Because you cannot or have very little empathy for others, you never see your logic wrong because your logic is to benefit you. But anytime your logic is hurting other people, you can't see it because you do not care. You're blind to other people. You're only aware of you, but not self-awareness, but only self-centered, all right? Because long as it benefits you, it makes sense. Even when someone is hurting, in your eyes, they are wrong to be hurt. Anytime somebody expressing that they're hurt, you get offended at their pain. And anytime a narcissistic person see them doing something wrong, no, because I'm right. I do everything right. No, the reason why you feel as though you think you're right is because it's protecting you, even to the degree of hurting others. So when someone is telling you they're hurt, it's contrary to who you think you are as a negative person. Thus, when you think about other people, you have a negative emotion attached to them and a positive emotion attached to yourself. Thus, you cannot see your logic wrong because you benefit so much from it. It's a personality disorder, people. Ooh, this is good stuff. Your happiness or sad, you show that when another person is happy and sad towards you, that's when you enjoy their happiness and sadness. They're sad about you, so you're sad with them about you. They're happy for you, so you're happy with them about you. But when they're happy for something else or sad because of something else, It don't even matter. You automatically have a negative emotion attached because you're no longer the center. Once their emotion is for them, you are blind to it because your perception is self, and anything else and everything else does not matter. Woo! This is good stuff, y'all. Alright, so there's a big difference. There's a big difference. There's a big difference between self-aware and self-centered. Self-aware, having an understanding of your own thoughts, feelings, values, beliefs, and actions. You have an understanding. You're gaining understanding of yourself. You use that ability. When you understand you use that understanding to live amongst society. And as you live, you are aware of how you are, how you affect somebody, how you affect something, how can you add. This is when a humility is placed in self-awareness, because you are aware what you can do and can't do. You're aware of value and disvalue. You are aware where you at and where you can't be. You are aware of your limitations. So basically, self-aware, you're not focused on you, but rather you're focused on the knowledge about you and your reactions and your response and how you feel. Self-centered is limited to or caring only about yourself and your needs, concerned solely with one's own desire, needs, and interests. So this is only one sign. Y'all, we only got one sign. We just digging in deep, people. Self-centered. What's the sign of self-centered? 1, lack of self-awareness. You're ignorant of how your behavior affects people. You don't even care. 2, don't care about needs of others. You don't care. And even if you did care about caring about somebody's needs, it's most likely coming from, well, how will people look at me? Look what I did. I care for them. And you care for somebody because you want other people to see how great you are. It's the motive behind you caring for somebody. Are you doing it for them or are you doing it for you? 3, you're more important to yourself most or all the time. You don't care about you. 4, you're controlling. Even when you try to let someone have control, it bothers you and you have to say something. You ever been with somebody and be like, they have to say it. It's a personality disorder. Their mind is disordered. So when it acts and thinks to do something against the order that it has, it cannot function that way. It's now disordered. And you can't help but say, because it has to do something in the order of narcissism to feel good again. So you got to say something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 5, you manipulate to get your way. How do you know if you manipulate people? You asking me? All right, this is how you know. Simple. Meaning, you won't stop reasoning until it's what you want. You can't stop. You have to keep reasoning, persuading, and you're not satisfied until it's so. 6, you crave attention, or at least you always want to be the attention of a person's life. Either you like attention or you want that person to always have you on their mind. Woo! That's why when a person do something else that's not towards you, you a jealous mamma jamma. 7, you avoid pain and painful conversations. Meaning anything humble you, you do not like it. 8, you care too much about how people view you and particular people, how they view you. You care too much. You want them to see you a certain way. 9, you make decisions based on you and you alone. Even when you help someone make a choice, it's based on what you want them to do and not what's best for them. Most narcissists are men. Only because. Now, is a narcissist a man only? No. Women can be narcissistic too. But the reason why men are more prone to be a narcissist is because we have an ego. I have an ego, and my ego needs to be stroked. Did I stutter? Men need our ego stroked. Hands down. That's how we compete, competitive. That's how we do what we do. So we're more subject to be sucked into this narcissistic, self-centered life, but always solely for us. Anybody. We not just talking about narcissism. Everything I'm talking about is just talking about being self-centered and self-important. This is just one sign. All that I just said is only the first sign of a narcissistic person. Now, all of this, you like, oh, that's me. That don't mean you're narcissistic. This is just one sign. I'm going over many signs. If you hit 1 out of 5 or whatever, how many numbers I do, come on, give yourself a break. You just prideful. You need a humble. So let me say this. Prideful and narcissist are not even the same. You might even do something narcissistic, but that don't mean you are a narcissistic person. We have times where we all have a self-centered moment. We all have a moment that it's about me. There is a such thing as healthy self, meaning you take care of you. Even the Bible says, first take the plank out of your eye, then you can clearly see how to help other people. See, is that being selfish? No. Is that being prideful to care about yourself? No. But there is a difference between pride and arrogance and pompous. So, based on self-centeredness, what can you do to stop being self-centered so we can help the narcissistic person and anybody else that might be dealing with being self-centered? 1, become more aware of selfish behavior. Ask other people that you know, but they don't know each other. Meaning, you got Sally and Tom, but Sally and Tom don't know each other. It's good to have a neutral people that know you, but they don't know each other. Because now you know they're not coming together. It's to help the prideful people. Because when you're prideful, you will try to reason why you don't believe them. Because you're so prideful, narcissistic person. You're so prideful that you're going to find a reason not to believe them. So that's why you got to find somebody and people, multiple people that don't know each other, but they know you, and ask them, judge your character, and write it down. 2, paying more attention to others. Strengthen your empathy, people. One way is to simply ask questions about them or whatever you're talking about. And I repeat, simply ask questions more about what they're talking about and do your best not to bring you up. This is the person, oh man, that happened to you? Well, and they try to beat your pain with their pain. Well, that ain't nothing what I went through. Anybody asked you what you went through? Anybody asked you? God darn. So what I'm saying is, ask people about their life and then shut up about you. Being aware of cognitive biasness. Meaning, keep in mind and humble that in any disagreeable conversation, you just might be wrong. It's called humility, people. Volunteer is the next one. Come on, man. Do something that's for somebody else. And I say volunteer because you get paid to work. Do something where you do not directly benefit from it other than to give. Give. Volunteer your time, talent, or whatever. And the last one, being grateful. Stop taking people for granted and see their value and watch this. Don't just, oh, I see their value. No. Have yourself acknowledge their value by your words and actions that you see their value. Be grateful for who is in your life, because if you are prideful people, and especially if you are a narcissistic person, these are the ones that become old and lonely. Come back for the second sign of a narcissistic person, because it just might be you. This has been Piece of the Puzzle, and I hope this piece gives you peace. Peace.
First gaze, I forgot my worst days. It was Thursday, felt like my birthday. It was her day. Meet the man from Jersey. Where you from?